In the Bible book of Mark, chapter 5, verse 27 to 34, Jesus is walking and he feels something leaves his body. And he stops and says, "Who touched me?" His disciples are surprised because there's a lot of people around him, crowds touching him. And he's still looking around for who touched him. On the other hand, there is the woman who's coming closer, thinks to herself, if only I can touch the fringes of his garment. If only I can touch the fringes of his garment, I will be healed. Notice, she didn't say, if only I can talk to him. If only I can pray. If only I can see him. In her mind, all that didn't matter. Her faith was touching the fringes of his garment. He was busy. She wasn't about to get into his busy day. She just believed in her heart that if she touched the fringes of his garment, her situation would be settled. And when Jesus finally got to meet her, she came and knelt down before him in fear and explained what had happened. Jesus said her faith had healed her. But what is faith? A lot of times we hear these stories. What is faith? How can you use faith to heal from the situations you're dealing with, you and I? Well, the Bible shows, or the definition of faith is believe and trust without proof. So in this woman's case, it had never happened before that someone had been healed from a terrible sickness that had happened for more than a decade. But she believed in her heart that it could happen, and she took steps towards that. That's faith. In the Bible, faith is described as confidence and trust in God and his promises. In Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, it says that faith is the assurance of the things hoped for, the conviction of the things not seen. So now faith has some components. You have to believe in what you haven't seen. But that belief must convince you. It must be a conviction. You must totally believe, not somewhat believe. In Mark chapter 4, verse 31, it says that faith can be compared to a mustard seed. And a mustard seed is the smallest seed there is on earth. If you have that much, it can be compared to it, but that's the quantity you need. That tiny much. That much conviction. That much belief. It says if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to a mulberry tree, be uprooted and planted into the sea. And your faith can cause that tree to believe and obey. Your faith can cause that tree to obey, be planted in the sea. Now think about it. That is out of this world. How can you plant a tree in the sea? But you're planting based off of your belief system. And this amount of belief is considered to be a very tiny, comparable to a tiny seed. What's the point? The point is, faith is important in all that we do. But faith is one thing that we don't know how to use because of everything else going on around us. But the Bible is giving us how. People that did it, how they did it, what the results were. So today, remember that you can move mountains with faith. You must believe wholeheartedly. And God promises that if you believe and you say it, it's going to happen. This is Matt Dollar with A Time for God, presenting the Under 5 Meanings at 5 Motivationals. Have you a blessed day. Bye-bye.